All right, let's talk a little bit about replacing the rear shocks on a Mazda 3. In my case, this is a 2006, but this covers a pretty wide range of years. I picked these up at Advance Auto Parts for only $58 total for the pair. Use promo codes, cashback, speed perks, can't beat it. So what are we going to need to do this today? You will save yourself loads of time if you have some impact tools. I don't, so we'll cover it without it. I would recommend having 2 ratchets, a couple of different extensions. You're going to need those up in the wheel well. You're going to need a 17mm socket, as well as a deep 12mm and a deep 13mm. It would also be wise to have 2 different jacks so that you can lift up the car, as well as adjust the suspension for each wheel separately. We'll get into that in a minute. That 17mm socket is going to be used to remove the lower mounting bolt. Some rust penetrant, maybe even a torch, is going to save you a lot of time here. And you may want a breaker bar, again, if you don't have an impact wrench. As this loosens, the best way to get this out is to use that spare floor jack and remove some of that tension and wiggle this thing free. With the bottom bolt removed, you can lower the jack, let the wheel assembly drop, and using your 12mm deep socket and a few extensions, whichever is comfortable for you, begin to break the upper mounting bolts free. There are 2 nuts mounted up here, and it will take a while as these will be very rusted. With both of the bolts completely removed, you can begin to work the shock free. And I'm not sure what you'll do if you are not equipped with a table vise, but this is really the only way I found to do it. We're going to take that 13mm deep weld and use it to remove this top mounting nut. We're also going to need to put a pair of vice grips on the inside shaft to keep that from spinning. Once we have that nut removed, we're going to take off the top mounting bracket, as well as the old foam rubber bushing and the plastic sleeve. These bushings were in pretty rough shape, so if you're able, I would recommend replacing these. Put the dust cover, the boot, and the mounting bracket back in place on the new shock. You're going to use the table vise and vice grips once again, and use the new 13mm nut, or you can reuse the existing 13mm nut. From there, we're going to work the new shock back in place, starting with the top mounting nuts. Get the 12mm socket back out and ratchet those down. Even a drill at this point will save you a lot of time with a socket adapter. Once the top mounting bracket is secure, we're going to put that spare jack back underneath of the wheel assembly. Raise it up so that the mounting location matches up with the lower location of the shock. There's not a lot of clearance when it comes to reinstalling this bolt, so take your time. You may have to persuade it a little, but be careful not to damage the threads. Once you've got it started, use that 17mm socket once again, tighten it down, and you're done. So that's it for installing your new shocks. Check out my other videos. I've done another recent one on replacing the rear sway bar links. Give it a like, share, comment. Thanks for watching.